Leahy, head coach of the Middle Township girls. Good morning, Coach. How are you?
I'm doing great.
How's the weather down there in the Cape?
A little windy down this end. But I was listening to you guys earlier about the sled, and I have a feeling in about 3 hours I'm going to be out with my 7-year-old. So
nice. There you go.
It should be a fun day.
Let's talk a little high school girls basketball. Sorry, but we're having a little echo problem here. Can you hear me?
Gotcha. Yeah, I can hear you.
Big win by your girls on Thursday over Atlantic City, 46-40. Really kind of a statement win for your program. How excited were you after that game?
Yeah, I mean, obviously I was really happy with with going in and getting a win. I mean, Atlantic City obviously are off to a great start. They were 10-0, and they're very, very athletic, very fast team. So for us to go in there and find a way to get a win is really tremendous for our kids. Really proud of our kids, and we have a lot of work to do, a lot of things that we can improve on. But as I say to the kids, it's always good to find ways to win games and know that you can improve and still get better. So really happy with our group. Really happy with with the way we played the other night.
Especially going on the road against a team like that. I mean, that's a tough team to beat at that gym. What was the mindset of your team before that game? Were they intimidated at all, or they kind of say, "Hey, let's go out there and make a statement here"?
No. The girls they're definitely not intimidated. I mean, I have pretty much our whole team back from last year. So we have a group of kids who have all played 30, 40, 50 varsity games. So certainly weren't intimidated, and we went on the road the previous week and had a huge win against Holy Spirit. So our group is really settled in, and we have enough experience to kind of overcome some adversity on the road. I mean, I think the other night we were down by either 6 or 8 at some point early, and really started to grind it out and come back. So the kids were pretty confident. We've been playing pretty well recently. So they were really looking forward to it, and then definitely felt like if we played well enough, we could find a way to win.
I'll tell you what, there's a girl on your squad that I don't know if a lot of people know about her. They probably should at this point. She's a 3-sport star, Bridget Ruski. Tell us about her and how good of an athlete she is.
Yeah, Bridget is a tremendous athlete. And she is obviously our catalyst. Sometimes I feel bad because I feel like I ask her to do too much. But one thing about her, she never complains. I can ask her to do whatever we need, and she'll do it the best she can. And for all the points she scores and everything, she's such a team player, and really fortunate to have her in the school. Like I said, not just basketball, but she's a 3-sporter. She's a real good soccer and a tremendous lacrosse player. So, on top of being a good kid and a great student, so she really is a full package. I'm, glad to have her at our school. And I think she has a tremendous influence on the other kids. Again, not just athletics, but, walking the halls. She's a really, really nice kid, and probably the definition of what a student athlete is supposed to be.
And similarly, Jenna Herlihy, kind of in the same mold.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Jenna's great. Jenna's great. Same thing. I mean, I don't think Jenna realizes how good at basketball she could be. I mean, she's, when she wants to play and when she's really, really dialed in, and we call it attack mode, when she really wants to attack and score, it really elevates our team. And, again, another kid who across the board is just, when you go down the list of what a student athlete should be, you can check all the boxes with her as well. Great student, great kid, and an ultimate team player, and that's really what I have across the board. If you look at our team, I don't have anybody that plays basketball 12 months a year. I have pretty much a group of tough athletes, great kids, number one, great students, and they're all good at other sports, and they're all used to winning. So I really enjoyed coaching this group. I think I'm in the minority when I say that I love that my kids play other sports. I think it's important. I think all kids should play other sports. And again, it's a really fun group to coach.
One of the girls I was really impressed with was Olivia Nelson. She doesn't really get a lot of attention in the final box score, but she did a real nice job against Atlantic City defensively, grabbing the tough rebounds. Talk about her a little bit and what she means, on the low blocks to your squad and the success of your team.
Yeah. Liv played great the other night, and she really is a difference maker for our team. And again, I think she's only starting to realize how strong she is and how much of a difference she can make for us. When she throws her body around and pushes people around, and she can control the boards when she wants to. So she definitely makes a big difference to our team. And we have a lot of kids. A lot of our kids are kind of they're role players, and they stick to what they're good at, and maybe don't get all the credit in the world. I mean, you take a girl like Devin Nagel the other night, who I thought played great, who I don't even know if she scored a basket, and I think she played a great game. Did a nice job guarding Essex, and Allison Hunter as well. And across the board, look at Summer Sides and Julia May. I mean, these kids are coming off the bench and really giving major contributions. Rachel Wade, Samantha Pfeiffer. I mean, those kids have been, at some point, all these kids are going to contribute, or they have contributed already off the bench. And, again, maybe not the big numbers, but as a coach, I think you appreciate all the intangibles that everybody brings.
We're talking with John Leahy, Middle Township girls basketball coach. Coach, how do you see the Cape Atlantic League playing out here in the second half of the season? A lot has been said about teams like Holy Spirit, Atlantic City, Wildwood Catholic, and you guys are kind of sneaking up on everybody and right there in the mix of the top 4 or 5 teams.
Yeah, I mean, it's certainly shaping up to be an exciting finish. I think the Cal tournament should be better than ever, it's always fun. I mean, we're kind of used to flying under the radar, to be honest with you, so it doesn't bother me at all. I actually would prefer that. But, you look at the second half of the season, I mean, obviously we're going to have a huge game against Ocean City because, in my opinion, they're the best team in the league, and they're the defending champions, and, nobody's really talking a whole lot about them. But, certainly Spirit. It'll be interesting to see what happens in that in the bigger conference with Spirit, Atlantic City, and Mainland all having to play each other again. So have some big games there, and those games will obviously have a huge effect on the seeding for the tournament. So on the stretch, there's going to be some great games, and I think you'll see a handful of the teams up at the top, capable of making runs deep into the state playoffs.
Well, you're not flying under the radar anymore because you're on the South Jersey Sports Report, so now you're famous.
Yeah. Now everybody will be knocking down our doors.
Right? What do you think is the biggest challenge going forward in the second half? You're seeing these teams for the second time on the schedule, your league teams, and trying to get mentally prepared for the postseason and the Cal tournament. What's going to be your focus going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think you get to a point where you start to really evaluate your team and kind of figure out what's worked well and what hasn't, and kind of get rid of some of the stuff that's not working that well, and maybe try to add a wrinkle here and a wrinkle there. But in terms of the league and playing teams the second time around, everybody at this point kind of knows who's who, and it usually just comes down to little plays and 50-50 balls and taking charges and things like that. So I don't think anybody's really changing a whole lot. I mean, unless you were to unfortunately have some type of injury that kind of forces you to change the way you play. Right? I don't think anybody's going to be making any major changes. But at this point, you're really evaluating some of the things that you feel like you need to get better at. And, for us, our goals don't change every year. Our goal is always to just continue to improve and, be playing our best basketball, coming into February and into the playoffs when it really, really matters. And, like I said earlier, we have some areas that we have to get better at. And, it's good to be sitting here at 10-2 and know that you're not a finished product, and so we're going to keep working hard and getting better, and, hopefully we'll be peaking when the playoffs come around.
Good stuff, Coach. Before we let you go, who do you got in the NFL playoffs this weekend?
Tough to go against the Patriots, so I'll take the Patriots, and I'll stick with Carolina as well. I think they'll grind it out in bad weather.
See that, Cole? Coach Leahy backing up my picks there. Appreciate the time, Coach. Good luck the rest of the season.
I don't know if that's a good thing, though. I finished 4th in my fantasy football league. So you want to change it.
All right, I might have to reconsider. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Take care now.
All right, that was John Leahy, Middle Township girls basketball coach. They're 10-2, make up some noise in the Cape Atlantic League.